Welcome to our Orlando Rogue Knights YouTube channel. We're recording some interviews really quickly, and so today we are here with Andrew Hall, who is fighting with the HEMA tournament Steel Jam with us today in Claremont, Florida. And we just have a couple questions for you about how you got into the sport and what your favorite parts are about it.
Sounds good. I got into the sport. I did 7 years of kung fu before, and then it's kind of crazy. I took my little daughter to do gymnastics, and there was a sign up for swords. I was looking for a new martial art, and that's how I got into HEMA about 2 years ago, down with Page and Blade Society in Fort Myers.
Oh wow, that's really awesome. And then how did you get about getting your uniform here set up for you?
This is a newer kit for me. This is the second tournament I wore it to. I just Facebook messaged this guy named Showcat Manufacturing Company, and he hooked me up. It's a pretty good deal, and he got it out pretty quick. It looks awesome. You can
It's really
tell.
nice if you want to maybe kind of show the camera a bit, some of the cape. Hey, nice. All right. Okay, what is your favorite part about the HEMA sport?
My favorite part is getting to build together with each other. We're making each other better at fighting every day. We come together and clash steel, and just gets the heart pumping. I love it so much.
That's awesome. And then, what are some things that you do outside of the sport that kind of help you prepare for tournaments like the one that you're doing today?
For the tournament, I really focused on the sport and the techniques to prepare for it. Though outside of that, I've been doing judo as well as I prepare to get into boo hurt. I want to learn how to throw people. It's a shame I can't do it here.
Well, either way, that's still really awesome. And how much time do you dedicate it to judo?
Normally do 3 classes a week. I've been there for like 2 months now.
Nice. And so then on top of that, and you're doing HEMA, and you're also looking to go into the Burhart, how are you able to balance that with your daily life at home or say work?
Um, I'd say the biggest help is my girlfriend taking care of the house so well because I've got kids as well, but she really takes care of home life, and I'm able to work and do HEMA and judo. I take one of our kids along to judo with me as well, and a lot of the times they'll come with me to Sunday HEMA classes.
Nice. And has they shown any interest into the sport themselves as well?
Oh yeah, though it's really my little ones that have shown the biggest interest, and they're 3 years old and almost 2 years old. But they'll take like my plastic daggers and they'll try and fight each other, fight me. The other night, the younger one got a hold of the steel dagger against my arming sword, but she really held center line and seems like she's been paying attention to
Oh
everything going on
wow.
here.
That's awesome. So they're just trying to be exactly like you then.
Oh yeah, they love to put on my protective gear, put on my gloves, my mask, try walking around in that too.
And then speaking of your equipment, so how did you go about getting the equipment that you needed for HEMA?
Initially, there was a guy leaving the club that I was in. He was going into falconry instead, and I bought his whole kit to get me started. And then I've bought piece by piece as I get the funds available to get new swords and get into new areas of HEMA.
That seems to be, I believe, the common denominator between a lot of these sports like Burhart and HEMA, where just equipment's kind of tough to get into. But it sounds like there seems to be a lot of support from the clubs when you do join, because the sharing of equipment when it's needed. Um, when you first started, how easy would you say it was to maybe have somebody lend you a piece of equipment or start in a tournament without any equipment?
I'd say it was easy to get lent swords, and there's always lots of extra swords around in the club, but we didn't have a lot of protective gear to go around
Hmm.
as much then. The club has gotten more loaner equipment, though, recently, and I think new people that join now have an easier time getting in and starting to fight within a couple weeks.
Would you say that the sport itself is also kind of starting to get more traction, like Burhart and HEMA, with the help of social media and also just word of mouth?
I think so. It really seems like there's more people around and there's more interest in it, though it's hard to say if that comes from more of my own interest that that's then what I see, but I feel like there's a lot of really popular people in YouTube and HEMA.
And
And
how does it make you feel with all the new members coming in to the sport itself?
as far as I'm concerned, the more the merrier. I like to fight as many people as I can, so come on, join us. I'd love to fight you.
Thank you for joining us today,
Oh,
Fernan
my pleasure.
Gomez. I just had a couple of quick questions about what does success in a role like this look
Hmm.
like?
Oh, that's an interesting question. You mean like getting a medal?
Most likely. Like, what do the medals mean, and then how do you get to a point where you
Okay,
are competing in tournaments like Steel Jam today?
it's an interesting question because how can I go around this question? There are definitely different ways to get around it. Okay, um, I see HEMA, and I am one of the people who really likes to study the academic part of it, right? However, the more I research it, the more I got into the discipline, the more I realized that there's something also to be proven through tournaments.
Mm.
That being that proven to others in tournaments that you can um, keep winning, keep demonstrating that the things that you have been practicing work in a tournament setting, that also has some validity. Personally, I like more the study of the historical part of HEMA, right, the historical techniques. But I also appreciate, especially here in HEMA, where each tournament has kind of their own rules. Each tournament is kind of their own thing. Um, Being able to be constantly fair, not earning medals in every single tournament. Although if you can do that, sure, go for it too, right? But demonstrating that the things that you have been practicing work and that you can sort of apply the skills that you learn more like it's a demonstration of skills when you go to a tournament. Sure, somewhere constrained, right? Because obviously not historical technique is going to be allowed in a tournament. Some of them are obviously used to create actual damage in an opponent, and we don't want that to happen in a tournament. We want to actually keep fighting the people we are fighting in a
Right.
tournament, right?
Keep people around.
So in terms of success, I know this is going to sound cliche, but it's true. You are if you go to tournaments and you see your own improvement tournament after tournament, that's success to me.
Mm.
On the other hand, learning more about the discipline, developing and being able to communicate the others more effectively, the different techniques, being able to develop drills, being able to be building on these different set of skills, that's what sounds like success to me. And again, it sounds cliche,
Yeah.
but it's cliche for a reason, right? It
Yeah.
feels true to me.
Well, I mean, if that's what success looks like, that's
Mhm.
kind of, I mean, I wasn't too sure about, I didn't know a lot about the historical aspect of HEMA,
Mhm.
but seeing as that you are informing us about the historical aspect, there seems to be a lot of different routes where you can be successful in this area of sports
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
historical accuracy.
Right.
And then, what are the biggest challenges that you've faced while kind of getting into the role that you're in right now with HEMA?
So that's interesting. Okay, so challenges that you face when you're getting into HEMA right now, or in particular in me of getting into HEMA, because
Um,
I would say that I am not the typical person in the US who wants to get into HEMA.
right.
I came here as a student, and then I have stayed as a professional, right? But I am not from the US in the first place, right? I
Mm,
tend to travel quite a lot back and forth as much as I can, right, to go visit my family who are all in Spain.
yeah.
So that might not be the same challenge as somebody here in the US who wants to get into HEMA, but who might not find a club, which I think that for everybody who wants to get into HEMA, it's kind of the first challenge.
Mm.
There are people who are really lucky to find a club close by who has everything they need, who are in a nice facility with air conditioning, where they can get a lot of lender stuff. Like they have plenty of swords, they have plenty of
Equipment.
other materials, right? Masks, protections, etc. But that is not the typical club that you're going to find in the United States, right? Um, have, this is one sport that requires a lot of materials to be practiced safely,
Right.
while also it's arguably right that you can do certain techniques to practice them slowly without much protections and without actually holding weapons.
Mm.
But going from not holding weapons to actually eagerly spar, right? Like what we'd say, sparring with an opponent that is actually presenting true opposition, right?
Yeah.
That is not the exact wording that is used, but the exact wording is not quite coming to me right now. It's not the same that if somebody is doing a drill with you, where your opponent is actually allowing you to get hits, right?
Right.
So if you are getting into HEMA, that is going to be the challenge. Those two are going to be, in my opinion, the greatest challenge, right? First, finding a club, but even so, finding a club that has the facility and all the materials that are going to be to facilitate you getting into the club. In most cases, people like me who has been doing this for years, we are more than happy to lend people who approaches us our own stuff.
Mm.
If we have masks, you're more than welcome to use it. If we have other protections, you are more than welcome to use it, right? But this is something that me and other people that we got together, for example, me starting in Georgia, by the way, hello, if you're seeing this from the Athens School of Arms. Um, Here in Gainesville, I've been lucky, really lucky to actually meet other people who have also been doing this for very long and who has plenty of materials to allow us to get new people and to lend those people the things that they need to get started to. But then again, that's a question of being lucky or being very eager and just keep pushing until you get enough people and enough materials to actually bring more people into your club.
That's perfect.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.